Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome to the maiden voyage of Incursion Raid 2. It was a little bit of a hiccup for the first 20 minutes of the server reset, and so it's finally up now, or at least I'm able to launch it without any problems. And before we get the purpose of my video, I'm going to be doing a sim run, a D0 sim run, and the reason for this is I'm almost certain that as the majority of players probably sim raids at this point. And so I know that there are people who do it on manual, and at some point you're going to need to do that for Incursion Raid 2 for some of the other sections, but I want to basically know how far can we go just with simming with my teams. We're going to go over that as well, just to see how successful that is with mine. And so we're going to go over my roster really quick before we do get into the rest of the video. Somewhere in here, I know this is a little bit of a mess. So we have my death seed at 1.47 million if we end up getting there. We have my rebirth at 1.375 million. We have invaders at about 1.4 million. All right, so that's Shang-Chi. We 1.32 million here on my invaders, and then we have Bifrost should be down here further on. That's Bifrost? No, this is Bifrost. At 1.43 million. We do have a G18 Sylvie and Vol, though, at this point in time. And then the final is Project Pegasus, which is almost 1.2 million. So we're obviously going to be going through Mystic and then Tech. So we'll see if that's enough to be able to sim for this. If not, then maybe we're going to need to raise up some of our Project Pegasus characters a little bit more. But we do have a 2 Diamond Kestrel that recently got updated today in their diamond stats, so kind of happy about that. So if you're ready to go for Incursion Raid 2, let's boil this down. Now you might be wondering, why am I doing this on simming? Actually, I think I already answered this. Never mind, I did answer that, I'm pretty sure. Because most people want to do that, because it has to do with screen time, right? We have so much screen time amidst, a blitz event. I mean, a really hardcore blitz event. And so let's take a look at the rewards, though, at D0. And most things look pretty much the same. Teal Epic Orb Fragments, that's 1 to 2. Let's say, actually, it doesn't change, does it? It's not really. So it's the same. 9,200. I think I was getting about 6,500, maybe 7,000 in my Incursion Raid 1 difficulty 4. I think that's what we were, 1.4 I think is what we were running, so not 1.5 or 6. And so it's an increase, right? Like, yeah, it is. Is it a huge increase? Not really. As far as the teal elite orbs go, I'm not sure if that's a huge improvement. And then we're getting about 20-40 of these elite raid credits across all the ranks as well. That's a 30%. At 60%, it goes up very marginally. Even the teal epic fragments, the G18 orbs, goes up 400 fragments between 30 and 60. It's very minimal, honestly, and the rest of it doesn't seem to change all that much. So we're going from maybe like 1.5 more teal orbs and like not even half an orb of the teal elite. So it's not a huge change. I'd have to really break it down in a spreadsheet and compare Incursion 2 and Incursion 1 and see like where it kind of evens out, I suppose you could say, or what's equivalent to. But anyways, we're here to make some progress. You also do need to make 70% on normal difficulty, or maybe 60 actually. It doesn't say. No, I think it might be 60 actually, even though it doesn't say here. It says first time rewards for D1 is 70, so it could be 60, 70, 80, and then 90. So that's interesting. None of them are actually 100%, but there's probably going to be some manuals that you're going to have to do. A lot of the Envoy videos were basically around difficulty 2. So maybe it is 60% here. So that's okay, I guess. So let's get started. Other people have already started. I hope they haven't taken some of my bosses and stuff. God damn it. Okay, well maybe I'll for the damn it. Okay, so I thought apparently I'm too slow. And so I don't know if he's simming it or what, but we'll go through the first node of Mystic with our Bifrost, and we'll assume that if it's done, that it's probably simmable. 1.4 million here with just the regular Bifrost team. We're gonna hit the sim button, should work, right? Bifrost is really powerful in raids, so I wouldn't imagine that and it didn't have much trouble. Who was even on the node? Doesn't matter. A couple of Kestrels. It's interesting. Morgan Le Fay, Spider-Man Big Time. So 3 Kestrels, wow. So some pretty big targets here. It looks like he might be trying to manual this, so I don't know. We're going to go through this. I think he probably simmed the first 2 nodes. And then, because that's what we're going to do here. Okay, so Bifrost is successful, yes, on the regular nodes. Now, we're going to see what happens with A Street over here. I was hoping to get to sim the boss just to see whether or not this was possible, so we're going to have to wait until he's through to see what ends up happening. All right, we're back. So I think A Street did manual this. I ended up, it looked like he was about 3 or 4 minutes, so that's probably what maybe he put on auto, who knows. But from what I've been told from my alliance, that you can sim with Bifrost on the boss. So I want to see if Project Pegasus can do all 3 nodes here on text. So I told them to hang back a little bit. So let's get in here. We do have a little bit of extra energy now. So here we go. Project Pegasus, almost 1.2 million. Probably going to get carried by Kestrel, most likely. But let's see. So node number 1, fine. Everyone's in perfect health. That's good to go. And then we have node number 2. Simming, of course. Simming all the way. Now, we only, in perfect health, now we only have 10 sim attempts, which is interesting. Because I think that Incursion 1, we have like 14, 12 or 14, I want to say. So we have a little bit less here. What are the enemies on this node, by the way? It's quite mixed, actually. A lot of cosmic characters. We have Marauders in here. It's really mixed, actually. Squirrel Girl for some healing. So let's see. Project Pegasus, boss node sim, 1.2 million, D0. Yes, full health, wow, too. 0 issues. Okay, there we go, we moved on. And now we're in Mutant. Now this is going to be interesting because people who are playing on D2 said they had to manual this. Some people were, and we're going to do a little bit of packs here. Some people were removing. Is that my right line? I just want to make sure I have the right lineup, and I think it is. Yeah, it's actually pre-selected my raids squad for that. Some people are getting rid of Psylocke for Apocalypse. Now, for the purposes of this video, though, I'm going to keep Psylocke in. I maybe on another time I would try Apocalypse in the boss node, but I want to see whether or not they can do it with the full team, the regular team, attached for this, because realistically that's what people are probably building, and some people may not have access to Apocalypse, so it would be unfair to include Apocalypse in here to see how things happen. My team is a bit big though, 1.47 million, so I'm hoping that even though they're an old team, it's not that big of a problem. Really? Really? I'm quite shocked at this, actually. Alright. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this one. I'm gonna share that with my alliance, that's for sure. Oof, big oof. Don't sim Mutant. So where did this fuck up? Probably Quicksilver. Possibly Volprots. That's interesting. Maybe you do need Apocalypse. Do you need Apocalypse for Incursion Raid 2? Let's go for another heal pack, or another energy pack. Now, okay, so I can't actually do a full heal. This time, do I need to bring Apocalypse in here? Or is that just a bad sim? Now that's interesting. I'm going to try and sim the same thing again. And see what happens. Like, do I need to sack this with Unlimited X-Men? And that's kind of what I'm learning here. So will it do it again? Or is it going to fail again? No, it failed again! I barely made any progress! Wow! Interesting. Did I make any health progress on that? Holy shit! I made none. I took the screenshot, right? So I'm gonna show that here. So this is the first one. And this was at 14.44 million here. 14.145 million health left. And then this is what happened the second time. Did we kill anyone? We killed the Zorgman. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. There's a Dormammu there. That's why. This is going to be... Is it just the first node? Because sometimes it's just the first node. What's the second node? Is that going to be really... You might be able to sim that one. Maybe it's the first node that you'd have to manual here with... I don't know. I guess the question is, do you need Apocalypse? Is he a mandatory requirement to get through Incursion to Mutant? I think a lot of people think that this is going to be the next team that's going to be replaced in the next couple of months. The real question on the top of my mind, though, is do you need Apocalypse? So let me know if you've had any, because we're not going to be able to go through right now. Let me know if you've had any experience so far, whether simming or manual, with the original team and or with Apocalypse. I know that's asking two different things for someone who's only done it it's only been one day of this. But I'm genuinely curious what people's experiences have been here in the Mutant section. And I'm also genuinely curious whether or not I just had bad luck or if it has been simmable with the original team. So let me know that in the comments down below, because basically I just want to know, do you need Apocalypse? Is that a requirement or not? So a bit of a short video here just because I wanted to see how far that you could get. Mystic and Tech, definitely safe. But then once you get here, even on difficulty 0, that the Death Seed team can't even handle it. So I learned a lesson, of course, and my alliance might hate me for day 1, but I wanted to get this science out to you guys. So for those of you who do sim a lot would know whether or not this is safe or not. And at least in the Mutant section, it isn't. So there's something that either... I'm thinking also because Rhino's there, that you need to be very, very careful with your Magneto blinding. I think this is something that you need to manual. The other ones might be simmable. I don't know. And so if you have experience with maybe, say, manualing on node 1 versus simming on node 2 or 3 or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below because I'd love to know more. So that's going to be the end of this quick raid video, and good luck, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Boilon signing out.